I'm on the drugs right now. I can use your love right now. But they steady trying to tear me down.
I know sometimes you do because I be doing the crazy shit, but it's cool.
Yeah. But nah, because that was a really good take. I like that.
No, that it's interesting, but yeah, I mean that pretty much summarizes a lot of what we're seeing. Let's talk about the next incident that happened recently.
Same situation.
Yeah. So let's see. So, body cam video shows teen struggling for gun before being shot by cops. There was a teenager killed. His name is Anthony J. Thompson. He was 17, was sitting in a bathroom stall in Knoxville, Austin East Magnet High School when officers came in to arrest him on April 12th after his ex-girlfriend's mom lodged a formal complaint of domestic abuse. As he was told to put his hands behind his back to be cuffed, the teen suddenly struggled as he reached for a handgun in his hoodie, with it discharging during the struggle. Officer Jonathan Claybo saw the gun with Anthony Thompson's hand on the butt and thinks, "I'm about to die," Knox County District Attorney General Charm Allen said while releasing the footage during a 2-hour press conference Wednesday. So the footage is out of the struggle in the bathroom and of Anthony getting shot, and then the 3 officers there kind of securing the crime scene. I know we all watched the footage today. What are your guys' thoughts on this just overall? And like we're saying, we go case by case and assess what we think. What are y'all thoughts on this one?
I think that one was kind of tough to see completely. I know we like slowed it down and everything, but at first it looked like he was grabbing the gun, you know.
Yeah.
But after like we kept looking at it, it was just it's just that one's really sticky because it looks like he grabs it, but then you could also there's so many hands involved that you can't even tell.
It looks like he grabbed it, but then because I know we were all doing this shit like slow mo, freeze frame to try to really get our best idea before we go on and talk about it. Cause you know what's crazy? Even in that, when we watched it, we had so many. Tadeo was saying some shit. I'm like, bro, what are you talking? Like, look, it's right. Then we end up watching the next one. Then we watch again. We keep watching, and then no, look at that right there. We're looking at it. We're trying to see as best we can, and it honestly, it did look like when the gun discharged, you can see his right hand is at his side. So prior to it, I'm saying, bro, you can see he's holding the gun. They're holding the gun because it looked like a struggle at first, and you see it's right here. Then it shoots. Then they shoot him. But then when we watched it back slowly, it does look like his hand was off the gun, and the officer pulled the trigger on accident, shooting. And then I guess maybe the other officer thought that the gun was being fired at him, and then shot the kid. Like. That's what it looked like. And
do you think that was on accident, the first shot?
Yeah,
because I thought it would be like because he was threatened. I thought it was because he thought he was going to die.
The first shot came from his hand.
The first shot came from the kid's gun.
Yeah,
from Anthony.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but some people were saying that like the officer accidentally set it off himself.
Yeah, like because basically in the struggle of grabbing it, to be honest, I believe it only because when you watch the video slowly, you can see his hand, Anthony's hand, is by his side. So it's like if you can see it's free as the gun goes off, and his other hand was already subdued behind his back. I mean, it couldn't have been him if you see it the right way, but it's a tough video to kind of decipher. But from what I saw, I'm pretty much that kind of clarified it for me. But
I think more will come out, and then like you'll see other people's view on it too, because like we're not seeing it like actually slowed down. We're seeing it through pause breaks and like certain frames.
Yeah, I think this one's pretty simple to call though. It's like. Either way, it's like terrible situation. It's sad that somebody had to die, you know, for that type of call. Like, you know, don't bring guns to school. Obviously, don't do that. Like, what are some lessons we could take away from this? But at the same time, it's like watching the video, it is definitely hard to see, you know, how that gun went off. But I want to say from me seeing it, the cop's hand started struggling with the kid, and the kid's telling him like, hey, yo, like probably trying to alert him like, yo, I got a gun on me or something like. And the cop already sees the gun and just, hey, gun, and just already starts jumping on him. He's fighting for him, wrestling for him. I don't think he was really trying to fight him. I think he knew, like, yo, I'm fucked. Like, there's 3 cops in here. I'm not really trying to go out like that. In his mind, I'm probably seeing, like, I come out the stall, 3 cops, I got a gun on me. I'm already like, yo.
Yeah, you know, like, yo. They're trying to arrest me.
Yeah, they're trying to arrest me. Then you come up grabbing me. So then he starts kind of moving. Next thing you know, cop identifies a gun. Gun. Boom. Here's one shot. He's gone. Next thing you know, cop thinks that he shot the cop. Laid him out. Sticky situation. So it's like
can't even blame the cop. Like if you heard gunshots and like
the second cop, no, you can't.
Yeah,
like
it's like
what?
It's just a sad situation. It seems like
neither. I don't know.
Unfortunate. Like I have a question for you guys though. How much, if at all, you think him being black factored into the situation going down how it did.
Honestly, yeah, I just feel like we have no info to really point either way. Like, that's the thing. Like, we spend so much time trying to figure out, like, or just trying to pick a side and be angry and stuff like that. But like, I feel like we just don't really get at like what the actual issues are. So it's like you were saying, like, I mean, I think you were saying you don't follow like just specific cases like that, because it's like the bigger problem is the bigger problem. And then you look at situations like this, it's like, I don't know if race was the factor. I don't know. It's hard to see with that struggle for the gun. Yeah. It's like at this point we're like plucking hairs. Like, was it this way, or did he grab the gun? Did he drop the gun before he got shot? Did he do? It's just like, I think we need to focus on the overall issue, which is the unarmed black men that are being killed, the black men that are being profiled, black men that are being stopped. Like, these major issues that we're constantly seeing. It just seems like nowadays, like, any killing, and I'm not trying to make any. I'm not even talking about this killing. I'm just saying it seems like every killing now is becoming sensationalized, and then everyone's just getting to pick a side, but like no one's actually like, there's a new thing to talk about. Let's talk about this, but like no one's really getting to the core of anything. It's like it just becomes our own. It's like political entertainment at this point, and it's kind of weird. I don't. That's pretty much all. I don't have much of a take. It's just
I feel like to add to your point, Dale. I guess like if you're gonna look at it from the psychology of it, because you're talking about the psychology of like what we're seeing now. What about like the psychology of the cop? You know, like, what if that, like, he's also been seeing all this shit. Exactly. And he's always seeing that, it is a black person. It is a black person. But it's like, I don't know how much that could factor into each case that we look into. But if you think about, like, the broad perspective of that, I guess you can, as fucked up as it sounds, but it's what they're seeing too.
But Well, I don't agree if you're saying something about like because you've seen other black people do stuff. But
no.
When it comes to like, to be honest, bro, I don't want to be profiled or looked at any type of way for being black, right? Mm-hmm. But if I have a gun, I don't know if it's about being black anymore. To be honest, like I don't know if I can still, if I'm in front of police with a gun and it's a struggle, like I think I could argue that they're acting wrong in general, or their reaction to it was wrong, or the way but like I just don't know if it's like. Yeah. Like, you assumed he was a threat because he's black. Well,
he had a gun.
So that's why, like, if there's a legitimate threat,
is huge.
It's hard for me to say like, it's because he was black that you thought he was threatening. It's like, well, he is black, but he also has a gun. So it's like, it's just, I feel like I would be wasting my own mental capacity, just wasting time trying to get in the cop's head and be like, man, was he racist or was he not? Yeah. Was he racist or let's just focus on the bigger issues.
But like what I see on YouTube for like a lot of these comments is like people, at least on the red side, the conservative side, is like they're like, oh, don't worry guys, he was a college student going to get his graduate. So like they make jokes about it. Like, but fair. Like that's your take on it. It's like all the ones that are dying are like, oh, he wasn't a criminal, he was going to do this, like he was going to take his kids to school. So it's like these are the narratives that are playing out, right? And then when you look at it psychologically, like all I see here is a picture of him as a black male with some dreadlocks, with a gun, rah music, so it's like, nigga, I got dreadlocks, so somebody might be looking at me like, oh, you the same rah, I'ma tuck my purse, because I seen on the news 7 other black dudes last week that was caught up with some bullshit, like that's the narrative. Like people that have never even met a black person, like, oh no, don't talk to them, like don't associate with them too much, like don't do that. And I've heard like in certain communities, I'm not like I don't know.
No, I'm agreeing, but that's why like that and that happens. See, those are the things we should be addressing and going at after. If we're relating to this situation, it's like imagine, so you're black, you don't want to be profiled, right? Yeah. But let's imagine you have a domestic violence. Someone reported you for that, so the police are coming to come get you. So you're already getting called. Like you could be white, but whatever you're getting
domestic
called,
violence, right?
Then they go to arrest you. Then you have a gun on you. So that gun you had in this motherfucker, you have that on you. It's just like the blick. You gotta let them know. But like, so that gun, it's like the situation is a situation regardless of anything. Unfortunately, like
you can't really call a race at that point.
It don't exactly. It's like, bro, they have a legitimate reason to arrest you, and you have a gun on you. Yeah. The only thing up for discussion for me is just like that struggle. We need to see another officer's body cam. We need to see, because it didn't look like he had his hand on the gun. Yeah. But I don't know which officer fired the shot as well, though, because if I'm the other officer and I see y'all struggling for a gun and the shoot rings off, I don't know necessarily what happens next, but I know if I'm fearing for my life, we've seen what happens next. So it's kind of a hard one to call, and it's I feel like they're gonna kill us for not picking a side, but it's when you care about what's right, you don't focus on picking sides. You just focus on what's right. So it's like we could sit here and get on our fucking rant mode and get mad, but it's like I don't want to fake it.
Yeah.
But do you guys ever feel like if you pick a side or if you don't pick a side, like the people who you're talking to that do pick a side, would you not say anything?
We can have an educated conversation.
Yeah.
And I think
what about people who are too emotional about it?
Then we don't have.
What am I gonna say? What can I answer to that? Like, how are you gonna talk to people too emotional? If that's a problem, we can't talk. Then I won't.
Yeah.
Shit. All right. Well, hey, you know what? Since we're on this great mode, I think we're just gonna set up our guest for a wonderful beginning segment. All right. So look, man, ladies and gentlemen.
Girl, I'm off the drugs right now. I could use your love right now, but they steady trying to tear me down. I just wanna tell you now,